House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is campaigning for the Republican Party to take back the House this November, in public and behind the scenes. A new piece in the Washington Post claims that McCarthy is surrounded by a, quote, political machine that has swayed the GOP field. Part of that machine is a secretive fundraising effort backed by McCarthy and his allies to weed out extremist candidates who could jeopardize his future as House Speaker. However, he might be underestimating the far-right's influence in the Republican Party, possibly crushing his dreams to hold the Speaker's gavel. Joining me now, Stuart Stevens, senior advisor to the Lincoln Project and author of It Was All a Lie, How the Republican Party Became Donald Trump, and Tara Setmeyer, former Republican Congressional Communications Director and senior advisor to the Lincoln Project. Stuart, I'm starting with you, because the Washington Post piece frames McCarthy as this political animal with a strong grip on his party. But does he really? And what do you think of his chances of becoming Speaker if the Republicans retake the House?
I kind of like your chances better, Jonathan. I don't think, because, you know, you don't have to be a member of the House to be Speaker, by the way. So you do have a shot. It's, okay. Listen, I think this is a fantasy. I think what's playing out here is something that's played out throughout this Trump era, where establishment Republicans who know better are trying to control this radical element that they have now empowered, and they think that they can control it. They think they can ride the tiger. It won't work. I mean, look, when McCarthy announced this, you know, so-called new program they were going to do, or platform, who was right over his left shoulder, you know? Marjorie, three names. And you know, she's a stark raving lunatic. So you can't really negotiate with evil and craziness. How do you meet that halfway? And I think that's what McCarthy's doing. It's the same thing that's happening with in the Senate. You can't negotiate with people who don't believe we have a legally elected president, who believe that America is in a democracy, and then ask to be in a head of a democratic process. It just doesn't work.
And Marjorie, three names is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Tara, the Freedom Caucus hasn't come out in support of McCarthy, but they have yet to put forward a rival for Speaker of their own. Politico reports that the caucus is more likely to exert influence and, quote, use its leverage to secure procedural demands, but not blow up the race for Speaker. Now, Tara, you know where this is going, because, well, how about this? Let's go back to November 2021, when you first told me this. He thinks he's going to be the next Speaker of the House.
He's never going to be Speaker of the House, Jonathan. Never. This guy is spineless. He's doing this because he thinks that if he continues to pledge fealty to Trump and mainstreaming the extremes of the party, that somehow these people are going to vote him in as Speaker. No, they're not.
So, Tara, that was almost a year ago, which is shocking to me. But is there a chance McCarthy could become Speaker, but without any real power within the party?
I mean, he could. We could apply that to a lot of things. I could become Speaker of the House. I mean, my cat Tiki could become Speaker of the House. Look, I stand by my statements a year ago that Kevin McCarthy will never be Speaker of the House. You know, I shocked you and I said it could be Speaker Jim Jordan for all we know. Exactly. But here's the thing, and to Stuart's point, you know, Kevin McCarthy thinks that he's navigating this, and he's been like so brilliantly, this brilliant tactician navigating the MAGA waters since he's been on this quest to become Speaker. It's a doomed quest. Donald Trump cannot wait to humiliate Kevin McCarthy even further.
Yes!
We've seen this. He gets off on the idea of Kevin McCarthy's fealty. When McCarthy went on the floor of the House, just like McConnell did after January 6th, and they actually spoke the truth about how they felt about what was going on. They had a chance to off-ramp from Trump, and everyone thought maybe this is it. What did he do? 2 weeks later, he goes down to Mar-a-Lago and bends the knee, gives him some dollar store trophy, and smiles next to Trump. And he's continued now on to kiss Trump's ass, thinking that this is going to work. It's not. He's palling around with Marjorie Taylor Greene when he introduced the contract. What is it called now? The commitment. The commitment to America. I'm old enough, as Stu is, to remember the contract with America back in 1994. And that was actually a brilliant political tool that Republicans used to take back Congress, because after 40 years in the wilderness, because people still cared about governing. The party still cared about actually governing and passing laws. Today's Republican Party doesn't care about that. So Kevin McCarthy this is an ill-fated attempt, and it's not going to work for him.
And we've got less than a minute left, Stuart, but I was screaming when Tara said what she said, because ever since Tara said that about McCarthy never becoming speaker, I've held on to that, and I've been saying what she just said. Donald Trump cannot wait to humiliate Kevin McCarthy if Republicans retake the House and he runs for the Senate. Do you agree with me and Tara?
Yes. I mean, look, graciousness and Donald Trump are two foreign countries that never meet. He will do whatever is the most petty and cruel thing that he can do to inflict pain on someone he sees at a critical moment was not loyal to him. And that's Kevin McCarthy.
Right, and we've got the recordings thanks to one of the many books, I think it was Jay Martz and Alex Burns' book, where they revealed the recordings of McCarthy talking in the days after January 6th. But anyway,